Hi everyone, it's Rochelle Smith here from Stamping Flair. Today I've got a DIY project for you to create a little gift bag, and this little bag I found on Ventura Art, and pretty much the same measurements I learned from them how to make this. And you need a 24 by 24 centimeter designer series paper or pattern paper, and it's a great way to use up all that pattern paper we've got, and it's really easy. So I'm scoring here on at 8 centimeters on all sides. Nice and easy. Just so you will get the measurement and like a guide, a graphic for you in the tutorial bundle next month with the Create With Us tutorial bundle. If you wanted to, you could go here 8 centimeters and 16 centimeters. It's the same because it's squares there for the scoring guide. Now, give the score lines a burnish. So as I was saying, you will get this as part of the tutorial bundle. If you place an order with me in December, you get this along with some other tutorials free with the purchase. Now, this little gift bag is really great for your Christmas presents or anything really, but it's a lot of fun to make, and it was quicker than I thought it would be. So now the next step is to go on all the squares on the ends, and we're going to create a diagonal line, a score line. You can mark it with a pencil if for starters if you wish, and then erase it, or you can do what I'm doing here. Put the top end at the guide, which you get for the cutting guide. Place the top there and bring that, align the bottom as well so you get a nice straight line. And then use your gray scoring blade to score the top square diagonally. So you just want to come onto that point and score that up to there. We're going to do the same thing on all 4 squares, on those corner squares. So if you want lots of fun, it's all about gift packaging next month. So make sure you place an order so you can get it free, or you can purchase the tutorial bundle for $25. We have one each month, which is available for you. So that's a great little perk, which you can get for free. The next, what we're going to do is just pinch those lines, the score lines. So just fold them, and we're mountain folding them. So this is going to be the inside of my bag. This side I'm using the foiled side, the one with the gold on the, I'm going to be using that as my external. So what you're going to see. Now take any of the other 2 squares. You can either take the ones that have not been scored on either side, so just 2 of them on either side, and you're going to create like a little triangle. So we're going to measure the 4 centimeter mark on the top. So take your ruler and mark 4 centimeters with a pencil. I'm going to be using a ruler and pencil to mark that line. So you see the triangle. Once you get used to it, you don't have to do that. You can just go straight on with your bone folder and just score that. And then again, erase those lines so that's not visible. This reminds me of a little purse, so you could do variations of this. And we're going to burnish these as well for after we score them. So I've marked them with my bond folder and I'm going in with that, folding them. So to assist, you can use a ruler just to help with those lines, and sometimes it can be a bit tricky. So just pushing that against the ruler helps you add those lines. And now I'll go in trying to make sure this folds in every which way to help that bag nicely open with ease, and because it's and have all those nice folds. So I'm creasing all the edges with my bond folder, going in, getting right into those corners. And if I see that something's not quite right with my fold, it's not quite the angle, I can manipulate that. I will just put my bond folder and ease it into place, so it's going to be a nice fold. Just gently push that in so you get some nice creases. And I'll do the same on the other side with that corner. Again, bringing in my ruler and marking that with my scorer, or going over those lines which I marked with the pencil. Sometimes the pencil mark can be hard to see depending on the pattern, and this one's a little bit tricky to see. This paper is really beautiful. I'm using the Season of Green and Gold designer series paper. This is part of Stampin' Up online exclusives collection. So it is not in, it's not in the catalog. It's not in any of our catalogs. It's out of catalog range. So hop onto the online exclusives or the online store and click on the online exclusives, and you will see this product. There's a whole suite with it, and I'm basically using the products that I'm using are from it. I haven't done a lot of embellishing. I've just added some ribbon. The bag itself is pretty, and I think the paper is beautiful, so it doesn't need a lot done to it. So I'm keeping it pretty simple. You can go to town with the embellishing, but the ribbon I'm using is quite a wider ribbon, so I think it's part of this suite, which is really nice. And we all want like really quick projects at Christmas time, and when we're in a hurry, it's generally when you've got gifts to do, and it's always busy. So I thought it doesn't need much. So again, I'm going in, making all the creases nice and ready for my putting this together. It's a really, the initial project which I saw was a no glue, the bag itself is just pops open. And then you add a little holder on top. Now we're going to trim the corners, and I'm going straight in with my trimmer. Again, you can use a pencil if you prefer to just line up, but I'm marking those corners and going to trim them off. Use your guides to align the top and the bottom, and whatever those little triangles that are left, don't throw them. You can use them on to create a nice little pattern on a card. Just align them on a card, and you can get some fun little borders and things like that. You know, we crafters like to, that's too good, nice paper to throw away. So, and we're going to do that on all four sides. I don't know whether this is origami, but it reminds me of something like an origami bag. So it's all just folded and things. So it's simple and nice. Now you bring in the two ends which had the folded or the scored center. And then you pop open, that's the easiest way for me to explain. You pop open that's the section to the right and just pull it in. And I sort of release that on the right, to my right, where the score line is. That's gonna pop open, and there's your bag. And it's a cute like little milk carton kind of bag, and just pops open. Make sure all your score lines are nicely burnished, and then it'll help that nicely it'll be flexible and just move in and out easily. So now you could just put a little bulldog clip, like a fancy bulldog clip or a paper clip, or you could tie a ribbon right round up the top if you wanted to. We are putting a little piece of designer series paper from the same stack. It's 5 by 8 centimeters. We're scoring at 2 centimeters on each side, on the short side. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And you could, I could leave it like with the square edges. If you don't have a corner rounder, you could just draw your corners and just cut it with a pair of scissors. I'm using an all corner rounder I have. I'm sure you'd have a corner rounder in your stash or some decorative corner. Use it to make a nice little pretty edge. Let me know, have you got this corner rounder in your stash? This one was a good one we had. I have lots of these all bits, all retiring products which I have, and they come in handy. And now we'll burnish. I'm going to burnish the score lines I made. So it's the same paper that I'm using, which I used for the bag, and I'm using it on the, I would say, like a little lid. So I'll add a little bit of glue on one of the larger sides and stick it down. I've also got a little piece of another DSP, which is from the pack, and you can even use whatever little scrap you've got. It's 1.5 by 7 centimeters. I'm going to fold it and add a magnet inside. The other magnets I got off eBay, and they're really small but strong magnets, and I just have them in my stash. And this was something I added in. I wanted a closure for this. I just felt the bag didn't have any, it was just popping open, and I wanted this to have a nice closure. So I'm popped the magnet in the middle of that closure. So here I am. I've just folded the the tiny piece in half, and it's going to glue under, and I'm using just liquid adhesive. Sorry, it's a little bit off camera. And I'm just sticking it under there, just in the center of my piece, which I've attached on the top. And then I'm going to add this magnet in the center there, one part of it in there, so it kind of gets hidden. I'm trying to get the two halves separated. They're really tiny and they're very strong, So I'm adding a little bit of glue in the center there, and I'm going to put that right where I think it's roughly around the center of that lid. And now I'm going to glue the second part of the magnet. You can just see that in there. And then the second part is going to get glued directly. I'm going to line it up, and I use the scissor, and I'm realizing the magnet's getting glued on it, so not a great idea. So just take a pen or something that is not magnetic so it doesn't come out. And that's going to fall around like that. The little bit up the top, sort of, we have the fold. We'll keep that open. If you've got stuff in your bag, when you put things in, it's got that little gap, like a little pleat in the lid. So now I'm going to add the second part straight on top, and then I'm holding that together so it's lined up. I do it like that so it lines up, and then it's going to stick to the front of my bag. I've got a little bulldog clip to hold it together, and there's my 3. So once it's dry, I'll take that bulldog clip out and I'll put a little circle on top to cover the magnet. But there's my completed bags with the little ribbon and all looking pretty. And that's the basic of how it's done. That's a simple bag. You can add a sentiment in front, or any embellishments, some foliage, just to make it add more to it. But at the moment, my magnet's still not quite done, and it'll take a little while, so give it drying time and it will stick. So that's that satin board, the very vanilla satin boy. So I hope you have enjoyed that, and take a look at our other projects next month. Place an order with me and you will get that get the whole tutorial bundle with a qualifying order, and you can get the bundle for free. Thanks so much, everyone.